right, hello everybody. We have Dave Canales on deck. We're going to see what he has to say for this press conference, and we're going to see what he's not going to say. Let's get to it.
All right. Oh, fantastic practice. Physical, competitive, passionate, all that stuff. The better each side of the ball gets, the more it challenges each other to find those wins. It's in the margins. And it takes it to another level. I mean, I'm just seeing bursts, seeing a lot of, even the response. We had a little bit of a scuffle out there, and the response afterwards was more physicality. And that's exactly where we should be. We got to play on that tiptoe that line where we're in pads. We got to play football. That's the bottom line. But there's some situations where we can be smarter and take care of each other. So I think that's what the frustration ultimately was about. I'm all for it. And I talked to the defensive guys, like, don't back off on that. Let's just see where our wideouts, receivers, etc., where they're at in those situations. If they can't see you, thud them up and hold them up. If they can see you, I want it to be like football, other than just we're not going to the legs and all that. So some teachable moments on both sides, really. Defense had a phenomenal bounce back day. Offense won the day yesterday. Took, I think, 3 out of 4 periods, and today defense did the opposite. So they took 3 out of 4. So just an amazing response by the guys and to challenge each other. And they're certainly making a conscious effort of working the ball, punching at it, and all that. So that's teaching the offense the right way.
A little rambly from Dave for his intro today. I'm not mad at that. Football's back. I want all the information I can get from him. But yeah, decent intro. Practice was good. Good physical practice. Some fights. It's going to happen in training camp. I am hoping for some good, hard-hitting questions from the reporters today. Let's see what they have to say.
Specific play that led to the scuffle.
Yeah.
Did you have a problem with them, the defensive backs, going at Jonathan?
Oh, yeah, I'll keep all that private. That's just for us.
All right, so we had David Newton, of course, coming in with the hard-hitting questions, seeing like, hey, how did you feel about some of those hits? And it sounds like it was on Jonathan Brooks. And Canales was not having it. He was not going to allow any slander to be said on absolutely anybody. He's like, yeah, we'll handle this internally. And like I said, he was a little rambly. And so you could tell there's a little bit of tension there whenever he's like that. They'll fix it. That's not really a big deal to me.
Luke Fortner seems like a pretty mild-mannered guy, but we've seen a few times where he's kind of defended a quarterback or defended a teammate. What he did today kind of was a little over the top, but like what is it about him that he feels like he can, I guess, defend guys that are smaller than him?
He's a veteran, and I'm sensing and getting to know Luke. He's got a real justice streak about him, and he just wants things to be the right way. So watching that emerge, it's a cool thing, loyalty to his teammates and all that. And so I love the fact that he wants to make sure he's in there and the guys aren't just standing there, to getting whatever type of, verbal or physical altercations, making sure he gets in there to be a part of it. So,
Luke, I hear you. Luke is our starting center as of right now, and I think that will be the case. And he's out there defending our guys. That's what I want to see, is passion. And last year, the offensive line was pretty good at defending Bryce when defenders were playing around with him a little bit. But historically, before that, we've had offensive linemen just watch Bryce get knocked the hell out and just be like, oh, he'll figure it out. So I'm never mad at a guy who has a strong sense of justice. Let's go, Luke.
Either the corners off the field after it, just to calm things down at all?
No, I talked to them all. We had a nice break after that period, so we just talked and then hit it again afterwards, just as a team, and just kind of, again, just continuing to like sharpen, hey, these are the couple of moments I think that led to the frustration. Here's how we can do better. I don't want you guys backing off. I love this. And offense, you don't get to complain about getting hit. It's football. So it goes both ways, and guys got to understand that. We're not out here practicing for a different sport. Our sport's physical, and so, but we can do it the right way.
To the quarterback room, what does that do, and what do you know about King?
Kyle's done a great job in the last couple days, just showing up here. A guy that certainly knows the system for the most part, with the outside of a couple of wrinkles, but being able to distribute the ball so we can evaluate our team. That's what it's all about, with the depth at the quarterback position. And Kenny's done a great job of that. And now Kyle steps in, really threw some amazing balls today. So really proud of Kyle, and I love him. I just spent so much time with him. We had such a good time in Tampa. It's so amazing for me to have another opportunity to be with him, do this on a daily basis.
Status moving forward.
Yeah, week to week.
Yeah, Kyle Trask added to the team, has history of Dave Canales from the Bucks. Good addition, not too much to add there. And it sounds like Haynes King, that was like the final question he kind of put in there. And it sounds like he's still very questionable on a week-to-week basis. Would love to see more time for him. Heal up, man.
You saw Claude out there calling the defense out with a mixed match group. What has he shown you growth-wise over these last few years that makes you trust him in that sort of?
Comfortability, command, standing in front of the huddle, making the calls, communicating it to the back half, just talking. And then just like this physical style of play continues to show up. So love that about Claude. Trevin's doing a great job as well. I can't talk about Claude without talking about Trevin. And, just he looks great. I mean, he just continues to just be really comfortable in the defense and finding his shots, finding his ways to make plays. So,
is that a competition?
yes, yeah.
Talking about safeties, nickelback, like they're just talking about where the competition is with the DBs more broadly. But realistically, I just think we're going to see different guys in different packages. I think we'll see a decent amount of time for all these guys.
Today, more so than usual.
Yeah.
Like, what's led to that?
Oh, I had a great workout before, and then it's hot, and really this is one of my favorite days at camp. We had live gunner drills today. So we had the Vice, the gunners out there. We had some 20-yard covers for the core, but like in my history, this is one of my favorite drills. It's just, there's technique involved, but it just comes down to who wants it more. And so it's a fitness drill, it's a technique drill, it's a toughness drill. And I love to see guys emerge, to see like when you're exhausted, who's going to win right at the end of it. And so I get to be out there barking at them. And so yeah, a little bit more in this one.
You mentioned popping the ball out today.
Yeah.
Devin Lloyd got one on Jalen. What have you seen from him in that regard, just in his ability to create?
Oh, sounds like Devin Lloyd got a pick while covering Jalen Coker, if I'm understanding that the correct way. That's actually crazy. We know how good Devin Lloyd can be. I can't wait for football.
That's been a part of his game, whether it's intercepting it or causing fumbles. It's a reason why he's here. Ball production, and really affecting the runners and the receivers. It influences the rest of the group. That's exactly what we talk about, what we preach about. And so who better than the Mike linebacker? The guy that's in front of the huddle, chasing everything down, punching at it in 7-on, in team, different situations. It goes both ways. It affects the defense. It teaches the offense how to secure the ball and not relax after the catch. They have to transition and get their mindset that people are coming for me. I need to secure the ball.
Dave, going back to the linebacker competition that you said, why, how have those two approached this competition? Because obviously, for a moment, Trevin was the starter and Claude was kind of learning from him, but also Claude has been in a lot of different systems and has been in the league for a while. So can you kind of describe how they've approached this competition?
Well, we've needed.
What? Did I miss something? I must have, because that's actually insane that Trevin Wallace is in competition with Clouden Chirelis. I'm probably butchering his last name. Oh, that's not what you want to hear. That's not what you want to hear. So for history, for those of you that don't know, Trevin Wallace, we drafted him in like 2024. I'm pulling it up, but my internet's lagging, so I'm not going to really see it. So Trevin Wallace, we drafted him in like 2024. There was a lot of controversy for the right reasons, apparently, on taking Wallace over some of the other really good linebackers that were available. That's a Dan Morgan flop there. Unfortunately, he's had a lot good, but this is not looking like a solid play. We need Trevin Wallace to win this competition. Clouden, maybe he really steps up for us, but I don't love that.
Did both of them over the last 2 years with different injuries that have happened to both guys. Both guys have had to step in there. They enter this with a lot of mutual respect. I can honestly say those guys really enjoy being around each other, challenging each other. So in that regard, and with any other guys, we tell them, like, you're not competing against each other. You're competing to become your best, and then all the other decisions take care of themselves. And I see those guys approaching it that way. They want to help the team in whatever way they can. That's the way they're approaching it, and they're challenging each other by how they play and finding new ways to try to, find an edge and grow in what they're doing. So I love the way they're doing it.
Talk a lot about physicality. How has Trevin helped set that tone, not just this summer, but his first year with y'all last year?
Yeah, that's why he's here. We just loved his play style coming out of Las Vegas.
Just because some of these names are super similar. Earlier, we were talking about Trevin Wallace. We're now talking about Trayvon Merrick. He's our strong safety.
Playing on the edge in the run game, the blitz ability, in the back half, disrupting passes with his physicality, and just the tireless, relentless way that he plays with. Not a guy that says a lot, man, a few words, but he speaks with his pads. He speaks with the physicality that he plays with, and that's exactly what Dan and I saw in him and wanted, a reason why we wanted to get him here. And then you had a guy like Lathan Ransom, Zig Wheatley showed in the game that he'll take shots at guys, and he capped off some nice runs where guys were trying to get extra yards, and seems to be in really good position. That showed up in his college film as well. So we're just building that room. Nick Scott plays with a physical style. He's not the biggest guy, but he's going to hit you with everything he has, and I just love that mentality. Ronaldo Hill's done a fantastic job with that group, bringing them along, helping them communicate and use their tools.
Yeah, pretty basic question on Trevin. We know what he's really good at. But I like that Dave also mentioned some of the other backs there too, like Zake Wheatley, Ransom, Scott. I was a little worried that he wasn't going to mention Nick Scott, but like he mentioned, I do like our safeties more than I think most people do.
Ethan Cooley, other than just calling the games here and now during the preseason, how has he sort of folded himself into this staff? For example, you said yesterday, like, you and Brad and Goody have kind of built this offense over the last 3 years. On the defensive side, how has Cooley factored into it?
His history, his years of experience in scheme, understanding the issues of every coverage and understanding how teams are trying to attack us, that's a valuable asset for E. And they have a ton of conversations about how they should match this. What tools should they use against this? This team is a little different. Analyzing formations. Cooley's he's a student of the game, so he studies offenses in the offseason to see what the trends are. Picks our brain, and it's even to the point where we have a couple of concepts that Cooley saw as trends in the league that we're able to try to incorporate to see if that fits us. So brings a lot of a real rich experience to the whole staff.
Dave, when Jalen got here to now to this point, where do you kind of see him change and kind of make his mark on that defense?
It's just his effort. And these are things that I heard about him coming out of Miami. Daryl Bevell was with him in Miami, talking about the tireless way that he practiced, the way that he trains to take care of his body, professionalism, what a great human he is, all those things. It's real. That's who he is every day. And he sets the bar. I love when our top guys set the bar for effort and strain, because then everybody else has no excuse. Like, this is how we do things. And so he's living up and setting that standard, upholding it, and really proud, really glad that he's here.
Yeah, it's about time we get a Jalen Phillips question. We haven't really heard too much about him in preseason or training camp, whatever. But I expect that he was doing well. Glad he's doing well.
Leggett looked great. Yeah, we kept him out of one-on-ones. Practiced the rest of the day. He's feeling great. Looked awesome today.
Get a chance to talk to ask you this yesterday, but AJ Dillon showed up late yesterday.
Yes.
What was the reason behind that?
Yeah, so congrats to AJ and Gabrielle. They had a baby girl named Blair, 8 pounds, 19 inches long. Beautiful little girl, sweet as face. We popped it up in the team meeting and the guys went nuts. So big day for AJ. Big day for him at the Hall of Fame game. Some really nice plays, and then comes home and immediately is at the hospital and has a new type of wristband he wore out to practice. I don't know if you guys saw, but he had the hospital wristband still on. So, but a really awesome moment and a great opportunity for us to kind of see, like, hey, there's life outside of this thing, real people with real things going on. Love to factor that in, but congrats to them.
Were you expecting him to come late to practice?
I wasn't expecting him to make practice, but he was able to get things settled enough, and they had help there, so he popped out here. We got him warmed up, moved him around yesterday. He didn't practice, but today he was back rolling. All right, thank you.
Good stuff, Dave Canales. Oh, I was hoping for better news, but that linebacker piece really just made me feel questionable. What do y'all think, though? Like, are y'all okay with, like, Claudin versus Trevin Wallace? Do you see things differently? Like, are y'all now off the Trevin Wallace train? I mean, I'm open. I'm open and hopeful. I'm not gonna stick everything to. I'm not gonna start, getting upset and looking down on the team. I'm just really looking at things a little bit more questionably with that little nugget they put in there. Not what I wanted to hear, but all in all, we should have a little bit more pressure on quarterbacks, and so it should allow guys like Wallace and Claudin to, not be as needed. And we have Devin Lloyd there to solidify things and hopefully help them, hit the right rushing lanes on running backs. So there's a lot of layers to it, but ultimately, I'm a little lukewarm post this interview. It is always good to hear about physicality. It sounds like the offense is still solid, not as good as they were yesterday, but that's going to happen. But good stuff, Dave. Hopefully, we can keep the good vibes going and help Wallace out a little bit. Peace out, y'all.